Can you tell everyone hello? Where are my manners? I haven't even introduced you yet. What's your name? What's your name? This is Rio, our Calaveras macaw. Now, macaws are native to the Amazon rainforest of South America. Macaws, or parrots for that matter, are very intelligent and can mimic human speech. But Rio here also likes to mimic other animals, like a big ferocious dog. Rio, can you bark? Pretty ferocious dog, Rio. How about that same dog, but this time with fleas? Bark. Don't forget the fleas. That was a pretty good job, Rio, but this is a bird show, so why don't we try something from the bird family, like a rooster. How's that for a wake-up call? Now, macaws, they have both binocular and binocular vision. This means that Rio here can see two different images at the exact same time. Like right now, he has one eye focused on me, and the other eye, I do believe, is focused on you, madam. If I didn't know any better, I'd say Rio was checking you out. Rio, do you think she's pretty? Oh, he does. It's all right if you want to take Rio out on a date, but you have to have him back by his curfew. Rio, what time's your curfew? Midnight! Midnight, that's right. And speaking of curfews, we've got to get going, so everybody say bye, Rio. Rio, say bye-bye. Let's hear it for Rio, our Calaveras macaw.
All right, I'd like to introduce everyone to Merlin. Merlin is our African pied crow. Now, the cool thing about the crows is that they are the smartest birds in the world. One of the reasons for that is because they are the only birds that actually use tools. Sometimes in the wild, if there's a big termite nest, and the crow wants to get at the termites, they can take a long stick, put it into the termite nest, pull it out, and start eating the termites from that stick. Another sign of their intelligence is that if they have something hard they want to crack open like a hard nut, they can't crack it open just by using their beak. They can take it with them when they fly really high into the air, let it drop from a high distance, and then when it lands, it'll crack open, and they can get to the inside. And Merlin here, he also wanted to show you guys some of his more athletic ability. He's going to do that by catching a grape. All right, Merlin, let's get ready for it. Here we go. And he caught it. That was a pretty good catch. Let's give Merlin a big round of applause.
All right, in this part of the show, I'm going to need a volunteer. Do I have any volunteers? How about this young lady right here? She's going to be helping us out with a really fun part of the show in just a moment. Hi there, what's your name? Maria, and where are you from? From the Dominican Republic. Let's hear it from Maria. And have you ever held a bird before? All right, well, she's about to hold one of our birds today. I'll have you stand right there and face the audience. And I'll have you put your arms out just like that, way out there. All right, we're going to have one of our little birds. She's going to fly around the corner in just a moment, and she's going to land right upon your arms. Now, these guys are natives of Australia. Oh, and here she is, along with her sister. This is Mary Kate and Ashley, our purple gallinals. Now, purple gallinals, as I said, they're native to Australia, and they're a type of water-wading bird. And you might notice they have these really long toes. These toes help them to distribute their weight evenly on the top of lily pads so that they don't fall into the water. I'm going to move these ladies right over here. Let's hear it from Maria. Thank you very much. You can go ahead and take your seat. Let's hear it from Mary Kate and Ashley, our purple gallinals.
All right. Well, guys, for this part of the show, our next guest comes in from the top. Get ready to meet Ricky. There he is. There he goes. This is Ricky. Ricky is our male eclectus parrot. The eclectus parrots, they can be found deep in the jungles of Indonesia. Now, the most interesting thing about the eclectus parrot, though, is that they're the only parrot species in the world where the males and the females are two completely different colors. Now, for years, it actually baffled scientists. They thought they were two separate species for a long time because they'd never seen anything like that. And then they realized the very same ones, just with the opposite colors. Now, as you can see here on Ricky, he's a bright green color all over the body. He has a few shades of blue at the very tips of his wings, a little bit of red under there. He has yellow on the beak and black on the tail.
And no Ricky is complete without his Lucy. Look up to the top of the feeder and meet Lucy. And here she is. And as you can see, the female eclectus parrot, by contrast to the male, they're bright red all over the body. They have purple on the chest, yellow on the tail, and a black beak. And they look completely different than the males like Ricky.
That's right. And the guys who are like Ricky, they love playing sports. And Ricky's favorite sport to play is football. and it's easy to see why, his favorite position happens to be the ball. Okay, Ricky, we're going to go long this time. Here we go. Let's give them a big round of applause for Ricky and Lucy, our athletics pair.
All right, for the next part of the show, look up to the top of the theater and meet Solomon, King Vulture. Now everybody please remain seated. Solomon's about to fly right over your head. And once he does, you'll get a nice, close view of him. As you might already know, vultures primarily eat dead animals. To be able to eat dead animals, Solomon needs extremely strong stomach acid. So strong, in fact, he can eat an animal that has died of nearly any disease and be completely unaffected. Now it's interesting how the king vulture got its name. As scientists were observing the king vulture, they noticed that whenever there was a dead animal and other animals eating it, whenever the king vulture swooped in, all the other animals would leave, making way for the king. He only returned once he had had his fill. Now Solomon, he's a young king vulture. He's just about 6 years old, and as he matures, he'll gain predominantly white feathers and a more brightly colored head. When we first received him, he was completely covered in black feathers. Now he was trained right here at this theater, and he's doing a great job. So let's hear it for Solomon, our king vulture.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to meet the diva of Miami, all the way from Southeast Asia. Meet Miss Ava the Cyrus Gray. Check out those long, gorgeous legs as she struts her stuff, and that great feather dress is brought to you by Versace. Now Miss Ava here, she is a young crane. As she matures, she can grow to the height of 6 feet tall. That makes the Cyrus crane the tallest flighted bird in the world. A very unique history about the Cyrus crane. A few thousand years ago, while the martial arts were developing, fighters would actually watch the Cyrus cranes fight amongst themselves. That's how the crane style of martial art came about. Now Miss Ava here, she also has a pretty cool bird call. We're going to check this out, so here we go. Let's get ready for it. That's pretty cool, yeah? Alright. Well, like any diva of Miami, she has her own professional cook and her own personal trainer. That's me. Right now it's time for get jogging. Let's hear it one more time from Miss Ava the Cyrus crane.
Now I'd like to introduce Liza, our ground hornbill. Ground hornbills are native to Africa. We can find the hornbill family anywhere from Africa to India and even Asia. Now you'll notice that she has a large beak shaped like a pickaxe, and she can use it the same way. She can actually peck through pieces of wood and then build a large nest from the wood she's chopped. Now if there's no wood lying around, she can go up to a tree trunk, hollow it out, and then use that as a nest, just like that. Now if she still can't chop that wood up, she'll just go up to a tree trunk, hollow it out, and then turn that into a nest. Now the hornbill are the only species of bird capable of vertical flight. And this is due to 2 factors. One, they have very strong legs, which they use to launch themselves 2 to 4 feet in the air. And second, they can change the angle of their wings, which allows them to sustain vertical flight for at least 30 feet in the air. And they use that ability to catch insects and even bats. Well, Liza's doing a great job, so let's hear it for Liza, our ground hornbill.
Alright, well guys, for this part of the show, we are going to need everyone's help. We're going to have to call in our next guest because frankly, I think he might be asleep in his dressing room. So on the count of 3, we're going to have everyone call him down, and his name is Stymie. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Alright, there he is. Come on down, Stymie. Here he comes. This is Stymie. Stymie is our sulfur aggressive cockatoo. Cockatoos that can be found in Australia. Hi, Stymie. That's sexy. Well, thank you, Stymie. I'm going to need your help. Okay. Okie dokie. And before the show started, you had volunteers get picked out. You guys can go ahead and get in your positions. There you go. Alright. Hoop number 1 doing good, just like that. Hoop number 2 getting all set up. Hoop number 3 all set up. And Stymie's going to fly the hoop 1, 2, 3 back to me on stage. Sure? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Number 1, number 2, number 3, and back to me. Great job. Alright. Thank you very much. I called it to you. You guys did a great job. You go ahead and take your seats. You guys are super big. As for you, I mean, that was pretty amazing. Why don't you take them out? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, I'd like to introduce everyone to a very special guest. She'll be walking around this corner. This is Mama Cass. Mama Cass is our 20-year-old cassowary. Cassowaries, they can be found in Northern Australia and New Guinea. Now, the cool thing about the cassowary, guys, is that they are the closest living relative to the velociraptor. So if you guys ever saw Jurassic Park, she might look a little familiar. This particular cassowary weighs 135 pounds. She stands at a full height of over 6 feet tall. It's a pretty big bird. She's an omnivore, and that means she can eat whatever she wants. Luckily for myself and everyone here, she prefers fruit. Now, in the wild, if a cassowary wants to eat fruit they love on the ground, they can't find anything on the ground. That's when they reach up in the tree, grab a little fruit like that. Now, if that's still too high or out of their reach, they can jump in the air. Sometimes in the wild, they can clear 6 feet just to get a fruit like apples. We're going to watch how a cassowary eats an apple. So first, you have to find the apple tree. And then when they do, they zero in on the apple that they want, and then they jump up, grab it, and swallow it whole. See that going down? That's pretty cool. Now, if a cassowary can't find anything on the ground, and they can't jump up high enough to get it, they'll use those legs to kick the trunk of the tree so hard, and with so much force, that the fruit it'll fall to the ground, and then they can eat as much as they want. So to demonstrate that kicking force, we're going to need somebody to pretend to be a tree over here. Just kidding. I'm going to tell you guys how lucky of an audience you already are. You see, not too many people have ever been that close to a cassowary. There are 2 reasons. One, they're an endangered species. So there's not very many of them left in the wild. And second, and much more important, is that they're the most lethal birds on the planet. They've actually been known to kill more people in New Guinea than the crocodile. They do so with those massive feet and nails of theirs. And with those legs, they have a kicking force of about 1,500 pounds per square inch, and it takes a lot less than that to break the bones of the human body. Besides the fact they can run at speeds of over 30 miles an hour, so we're very lucky as it is. The coolest thing about Mama Cass is that she's the only successfully trained cassowary in the world, and in a show anywhere, that's right here in Jungle Island. So let's give her a big round of applause to Mama Cass, our cassowary.
Well, Mama Cass is a pretty large bird, but she's a flightless bird. Our next guest, though, is known as one of the world's largest flighted birds. Look up to the top of the theater and meet Senor Jefe, our 20-year-old Andean condor. Now be sure to stay seated as he flies by. Once he does, it'll be pretty easy to see why. These guys are known as one of the world's largest flighted birds. Now in the wild, an Andean condor can weigh up to 35 pounds with a wingspan of over 10 feet. Senor Jefe, he weighs about 20 pounds and has a wingspan of about 10 feet. Now in South America, they've had a lot of myths and legends surrounding the Andean condor. They said that they would swoop down into villages, pick up small children, take them back to their nest, and then eat them alive. But that's just a myth. You see, the condor's feet aren't very strong. So whatever he's going to eat, he has to eat it where he finds it. Besides, the fact is that condors prefer to eat dead animals. And because of that, they're part of the vulture family. Although they are one of the only vultures in the world to sometimes kill and then eat their food. Now, Andean condors, they perch at 10 to 12,000 feet and they can soar at almost twice that. And that brings us to this lovely white collar around his neck. This collar acts as a natural scarf that helps him as he soars at such frigid temperatures. And we're very fortunate to have an Andean condor in our show today with us. There aren't many of these guys left in the wild, and that puts Senor Jefe on the endangered species list. His cousin, the California condor, was almost extinct in the wild, but is just now hear it for Senior Jefe, our Indian Condor. Now, we've been very fortunate to be able to share with you today some of the rare and endangered birds we've had on this stage. There's one thing we've learned that we've always wanted to pass along to our audiences. It is this: if you want to have peace on the earth, you have to start by making peace with the earth and all living things like our feathered friends.